Hey folks, okay, so pulled my headliner out, sun visor, dome light, and there were three holding tabs on the rear. Three. So I've got those out now. The whole interior is blown up. Yeah, I guess I'll do a couple more things to it. This has got black plastic underneath. I might just rip this foam and all that off and sport the black plastic to match the black visor. And then these rear, they go right up there in that corner. These lamps, the chrome is like so peely now. That's never gonna get brought back. So I think I'm just gonna mask this off, replace the lights that are burnt out, obviously. And I think I'm just gonna paint these black, just to go with the rest of the interior. Yeah, I've got quite a bit of grossness there, so I might attack that. It's definitely like old fiberglass resin, but like kind of feel like could be a little bit of beginning of some surface rust. Oh, good. This old sound deadener has kind of had it, and so have I. So that's pretty quick to go here. You don't want to stay anymore. I'm just fine with that. Anyways, I did this in a Jeep a while ago. I bought duct insulation. It's like a sticky backed foam with a little bit of like reflective material, like almost like a heat shield on the front. It looks kind of like foam tinfoil tape. I'm just gonna do that, like something kind of quick and cheap. I don't need it to be fantastic. That headboard is gonna be a little bit of a sound deadener in itself because it's kind of some thick fiberglass. But yeah, my plan with this is to rip off my flag, and I may just leave the foam on here if this comes off really nicely, just to save time. Don't want to have to spend hours and hours and hours scraping the foam off. I've done that before, and then it starts to separate the fiberglass apart, and it just is so frustrating. Because what I'm going to end up doing, it's not really going to matter, because I've got truck bed liner, and I did this in my last Jeep that I had, and it worked really great actually. I don't need to have a perfect flat finish on it. I could take it to an upholsterer, have them put a new thing on, but like I don't ever want to have to do this again. I don't ever want to have a saggy headliner. Bullshit. I just want something black. No one ever looks up anyways, so I'm just gonna paint it this like, and it's got a really rough textured finish on it. It hardens like totally hard, like you can scratch your nails on it. So I'm not worried about it getting hot and gummy in the summer, because I tried doing that once to a headliner with vehicle undercoating, and it got really rubbery when it was hot and it stunk. So that is what I will be probably prepping and maybe even starting tonight. I'm just gonna roll it on. I don't know, just cheap, easy. Yeah, at least I'll start a couple coats anyways. So yeah, guys, I want to just make sure, be safe. This fiberglass stuff, it's really hazardous to breathe in. As I'm peeling this off, this old foam backing is also emitting quite a bit of dust, so it's really not a good idea to breathe that stuff in. You know, this stuff is probably 20 years old, 30, 35 years old. Like, it could have asbestos in it for all we know. I don't know exactly how they're manufactured. It's definitely not going to be good for you. It's absorbed all kinds of shit over the years. Old smoke, toxins, you name it, gross.
And then not to mention maybe the little fiberglass particles. That stuff will be horrible for your health to get that in your lungs. It'll never come out. So please wear a respirator if you're going to do this. Or at least be outside in a really well ventilated area. Please. Okay, so as I'm going along, I'm being really careful with this. You see how it wants to pull the fiberglass with it? I'm not just ripping it off. I'm going really carefully around the edges. And then obviously once I'm past an edge, it goes quite nicely. But just around the edges, just kind of be careful how hard you pull it. Like I said, I'm going to leave the foam on because I don't feel like spending 15 hours trying to scrub it off with Scotch pad or a drill with some kind of wire brush pad on it. I've done that before. I spent so much time. It made the biggest mess ever. And it sucked to clean up. And it gouges. It'll put deep scores in this fabric. Like, because when you grind off this foam, it's just this soft fiberglass. You see all these layers of fiberglass that are in there? It's really soft, and there's just like a very, very, very thin coating of glue on top. So as you're scraping it off, you're actually gonna score the board, and all those imperfections are gonna show. So I'm just gonna try. I hope that this old ass foam doesn't soak up too much of that. I'm hoping it just kind of stays along the surface. I mean, whatever. I get another can of that for 20 bucks. It's just like is it even dupli-color? It is. It's dupli-color. So whatever. I know where to get for $20. That's really 20 bucks to have a decent finish on this thing versus spending more to get it upholstered and just to go after a black finish that may or may not fall down again in the future. Like, no, I'm good. I'll just do this one time. So, yeah, nice and just a little bit at a time. I'm not in a huge rush. Yep. You see all that dust? Watch. Oh, well, you can see it. Creating, oh, fuck. See, that's what happens. Anyways, it's very dusty, so just please, respiratory protection. Okay, I've got my shit all laid out. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much just start rolling it on and see how it goes. I only have one pretty good gouge right there, so I thought about trying to fill it with some other stuff, but I think I'll fill it in with something else. That's a pretty good explanation, hey? The only thing I have is like drywall compound, and like, what's the point of that? I'll just, I guess, keep filling it with that until it hardens up. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not all that worried about it. I just want it to be black, put back in, and forgotten about. Because never look up. I'm not gonna reach up and touch it, so who cares? And it'll kind of have a cool textured finish to it too. So I started and made, I don't know, it soaks up a lot of that, so I'd have to use a lot. But, as you can see, because it's so goopy, it lifted some of the foam off the styrofoam. So I'm gonna have to start peeling off this stupid shit because, yeah, I'm not super stoked about that. So I guess I'll go find a Scotch-Brite pad or something. Maybe buy some more dupli-color. And yeah, so I'm gonna spend some time scrubbing this shit out. Awesome. Well, this is about, I don't know, 45 minutes. Fucking scrubbing away. Trying to pick this shit off. So unhappy. Doing this all over again. I hate this. I got some Scotch pads to use the rough side to, on the spots that don't really want to lift from it, I'm scrubbing all the foam off, so it's just like, just kind of really the little remains. So I've gone up, yeah, some parts I can just kind of rip, but that's about as far as I've gotten, like halfway. So I'm calling it quits. It's 12:30 at night. I'm pissed off. I'm just tired. My knees hurt. Now I'm covered in dust. I just want to go to bed. Okay, I've spent another hour and a half, couple hours, sanding away as much as I could. I'm not gonna go too crazy. It's there's no more old foam on it. This is all just kind of like the very hard back part of it, and yeah, in a lot of spots it actually came right off, and I would kind of just go over it, just sort of try to get somewhat of like a consistent finish on it. So I'm not really that worried about it. I just want to paint it black, get this bed liner on it, and just start letting it dry. So no real gouges. I mean, like, there's a couple spots that are deeper than others, but I don't really care. It's just, yeah, I was just frustrated that I had to do this at all. I hate doing this, but it's one of those things that, like, I don't want to have to do it twice. So I'm just gonna take my time and do it properly. So I'll make a quick video afterwards of once it's finished and kind of show you how it turned out.
Okay, so this is what I've decided to do to apply it, is get a drywall kind of putty knife kind of thing. And I just poured everything I had left, which isn't much, but it's doing a pretty good job to push it out this way. The foam roller, yeah, that thing just sucks up a lot, and it's not really gonna spread this out the way I want it. So I'm just gonna keep doing this and kind of push it across the whole board, and then go over it again with like a kind of a consistent same kind of finish. So all the lines, if you do see lines, are going to be all kind of looking the same way. So that's what I will do. Okay, I've gone and I got some more, those little cans there you can see. I got some more of the same product, that Rust-Oleum. Sorry, it's not Rust-Oleum, it's dupli-color truck bed coating. That's what it's called. And I've done my first layer. I guess I should get rid of that, but I've got it on. I applied it kind of pretty heavy there, just because I don't want to have to do like 6 different applications. But yeah, I'm just kind of throwing it on really heavy, and it's you know, I like the textured finish. It's something I don't really have to stress about and be like, oh fuck, I didn't get a perfectly smooth finish. I can just let it show its imperfections. Like, who cares? It's like, once it's dry, though there won't be any more gloss on it, it ends up like a flat finish. I might add some texture to there, because that's where, like, there's a large portion of not taken off fiberglass. It was like, yeah, if you want you can rewind the video, but in any case, yeah, it's good. I don't know, I'm happy with it. I did this before on a Jeep and it turned out pretty cool. It looks pretty good too. It's yeah, it'll help. So yeah, I'll do a couple more layers. I think I bought all these cans. I might as well just do, like, I'll let this one sit overnight, and then I'll probably throw a whole nother can on it. More like in the areas, not so much around the corners, because you're not going to see that once it's put up behind the trim, but that's something I'm gonna do, is keep adding a few more layers and make it nice and thick. All right, so I'm just about done my headliner. I've added a couple more little things. I'm just going around right now and I'm putting on a little bit of lip protection. So around the edges here, focus. There we go. So at the corners, on the front and the back of the car, because there's no fabric, that usually lips kind of goes around the edge and up top a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of exposed carbon fiber, especially at the back. You can notice it when it's in the car. So what I'm doing is I'm going around and I'm adding a bunch of extra bed liner just along the edge, and I'm also doing it on the back just to help strengthen it. Why not? It's kind of like just adding strength where you want it, especially where it's kind of exposed and there's going to be some clips coming through. So I'm going to do them around here as well, because this helps hold up the rear of it and the back of the car. So that is, I've already done the other side, and now I'm just going to do this side and then leave it sit outside. I'm going to leave it outside for a bit because it stinks, it smells bad, and yeah, then I will put it back in the car. Okay, I've got this funny looking thing. It's like a really stiff bristle pad. And sanding disc that I am going to attack. Dust prevention. Old dusty towels. That's, yeah, surface rust. And yep, you can see where the paint has like totally come off. I guess trapped moisture above my old headliner. Let this happen, so I'm gonna sand off as much as I can. That little patch is just whatever that sound deadener was. So, and then I've got some primer. I'm gonna prime it up before I put that back in. So this is the job I've been looking least forward to. This A, the headliner, and B, now this surface rust and this thing. So, well, son, I'm going to get really dusty and dirty and just attack it right now. Okay, I've got a couple little passes so far. It's really not as bad as I really thought. This thing does a pretty good job. It's like, it's a plastic, but it's really hard. Oh, you know what? I'm creating a lot of dust. I need to put respiratory protection on right now. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do that and get the bulk of it off. And if it doesn't get all of it off, then I'm gonna use my disc grinder with the sanding disc on it to buff it up nice.
Okay. I've got pretty well most of it grinded right out. It's all those really deep spots I'm just gonna leave alone because there's no rust on it, and I don't want to I don't want to sand too thick, like too deep into the sheet metal. I don't want to put a lot of hot spots and, I don't know, who knows, warp the top, bubble the paint, don't know. That's a lot better than it was before. I'm going to put some primer on it. I got some cheap, whatever, anti-rust enamel on sale. So I'll give that a good wipe. If I have some rubbing alcohol, I guess I'll put some of that on it, let it dry. Now I'm going to roll that on tonight. Hopefully have it dried. I've got so much crap on this. This is so beyond me. just keep adding to the pile. Yeah, that'll be my next thing, is to tackle that and hopefully get this cleaned up. All about the same time that I'll be putting the headliner back in. So roll your paint, throw it on the tray, roll it around on a little brush and put it on your roof. I don't want to be too eager here and spill it everywhere. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time. Yeah. The primer, whatever I'm using, it goes pretty good on this metal. It seems to enjoy sticking to it. So I'm gonna do a bunch, I don't know. I'll lay it on semi-thick, but I want to make sure that I get a good coverage. Like, you know, you see all the little spots or whatever. I want to make sure I go over all of that and get a nice, consistent... Well, I don't give a fuck if it's consistent, but... Because I'm going to be putting the headliner over top. But I just want to make sure I do it nicely. So... Yeah, I got a little... I don't know, I'm not doing a whole lot of square footage, but I want to make sure that I get good application here.
Get some good trays, folks. Maybe more than one of those little plastic liners like I did. Cause I got my pants ruined now. I don't know if that's coming out. It's in my sweater, but I guess now I got a nice new working clothes. Anywho, that is the finished product. Yeah, I applied it, not like too heavy, because the stuff is kind of thin and it sort of drips. So I just did a semi-thick job. I don't know. I covered the whole area and then I just kind of went over it with a little extra. And it says to wait 2 to 4 hours to cure, and it'll be repaintable again in 8 hours. So I will give it another go probably tomorrow and let that dry. And then I'll be able to finally put this thing back in. I've been waiting a really long time. And I'd really like it off my floor. I'd really like to put the trim back together and put my car back together. It's a complete disaster. So, yep, I'll show you when I'm done the next step. Next video, I'll probably just have it put in. Okay, I've got my roof done. It's glossy, but it's all done. It's not tacky or nothing anymore. So now before I put my headliner in, I'm gonna do it today. Fucking stoked. I am going to do the cheap DIY, do it yourself, car installation. So rather than buy a really expensive like Dynamat and that sort of thing, what a lot of guys have done, and I'm not looking for showroom quality, I'm just doing it because on the cheap, mortgage, etc. I got some pipe insulation. So a lot of guys in the United States, they get Frost King. That's the brand highest recommended. Here in Canada, this is the only thing that I could find at my local Home Depot Rona. It's I don't even know what brand it is, but in any case, this is all. It's basically the same thing. And so it's like a styrofoam. Here, I opened this one. It's like styrofoam, tinfoil tape back. Oh, one sec. Okay, so yeah, it's tinfoil tape on one side, and then it's got the foam on the inside, and then it's just sticky back. You just cut and peel, and you just put it up. Oh yeah, check this out too. I also got, this is my old, I don't know, for Christmas I got a cool little air compressor. It's just a 120 volt, it's nothing crazy. 26 gallon tank. The CFM rating is a little bit low. It's like 5, 4.5, 5.5, depending on your PSI. And you know what, that's fine for me. Just my little garage. Like I'm not a real workshop. I don't need a high CFM, 230 volt motor, oiled motor. That's just an oilless, and it's just got lots of air for, you know, the odd nut and bolt that I need to take off. This is my old gun, Chicago Pneumatics CP734H. I think this is like 400 foot-pounds torque. So it's been okay. I just picked this up though. It was only 150 bucks. Aircat 1150. This is actually a sick little unit, and it's pretty sweet. Looks really speedy, racy. This has 1,200 foot-pounds of reverse torque. This thing is nuts, man. This thing's crazy. What I also did to help wake it up quite a bit was I got the Milton V-Style. These are high-flow couplings and also the adapters, Milton V-Style. It is a significant difference in volume of air traveling through your equipment versus the, you know, I'll give you a little demo on this guy. Yeah, this thing's crazy. I love it. Okay, so yeah, this is a high flow coupling. This is a standard 1/4 inch, I think a M style. M as in Mike. And then this is a V style high flow coupling. And it's not 3/4. This is 3/4. So on the left, 1/4. To the right, 1/4 inch, but V style. You can see it's like, it's over double. And then this is a 3/4. So it's like pretty similar in internal diameter from 3/4. If you want to wake your tools up, if you want more power, get that. Spend $20, whatever. It was like $5 for one of these, $4 or something. And then $5 or whatever for the coupling, Milton couplings. Just do it. It's really, it's quite a significant difference. So anywho, gonna line the roof, gonna put the roof in and start buttoning it up. Yeah. I also got a clear lens for my dome light because I smashed the other one by accident. I stepped on it. Yep. One other thing I'd like to add before I put any of this stuff up, here's one of the strips I cut. I'll just do a little quick sound test before and after. Okay, so this is what it sounds like. It should make a nicer sound when it's all insulated. So this is what it's like now. So it's a little bit of a resonating sound to it. It's not super tinny, but yeah. Okay, and I'll make another one after. Okay. Roof is done. I taped it up real good. Everywhere I could. As much as I could. And this is the difference it makes. Might not really be able to tell, but there is a sound improvement. Yeah, there's also a sense of satisfaction, and even if it didn't do anything, I did it, so now I can feel good about myself. And yeah, I'm going to throw that in now. Yes. These are how my little map lights that go in the back corners there turned out. It's not too shabby there. Oh, gotta put that cover on. And then I'm going to show you my finished car. It's fucking finished. The headliner's done. Oh, thank God. It's done. I finally did it. It's over. See, it's not standing up there anymore. It's done. Oh my goodness. This took me like the better part of like the entire day. yeah, I got quite a lot done though. I'm really, really, really happy how this turned out. So my sad little interior is, it's super dusty from when I grinded. Yeah, it's time for a major interior overhaul again because ta-da! Stoked. So psyched about this. It turned out awesome. I love this textured finish. I don't really care about the flat spot in the back. I said I was gonna do. It's yeah. Oh, and my little lights back here, I painted those black. Yeah, rather than pay and waste a lot of time getting them re-chromed, just got them black, and they seem to work good. I crushed this lens by accident, so I ordered one of those clear ones. What is it called? LMC Truck Restoration. LMC Truck. They sell that for like 13 bucks or something. I got it off eBay from just some random seller. But yeah, I paid 13 bucks for that. It's like 7 on LMC, but then you got to pay for shipping, etc. I did the Explorer Sun Visors. So that's another little thing. You pop this off, swing it this way, and then you have a second visor. So you can get like full coverage if you know that the sun is in an awkward spot right in the corner or whatever. So I got that, except the connectors were very different. So I don't have lights, which I'm a little poo-poo about, but I'll come to that another day. And I have that. Me being such a bonehead, I was really adamant to get this mirror off because you can see it's all hitting and it's not nice. I've got another one in a box over there. So I'm like reefing, and then I'm like, okay, it's obviously just been like stuck on there for, I don't know, almost 30 years. So I'll just take a hammer, give it a couple good whacks, and then just as I did like 2 or 3 whacks, and then I was like winding up for one last one. I was like, this is probably a bad idea. I probably shouldn't do this. Might crack the windshield. Sure enough, crack, big spider web. So I was contemplating just leaving the windshield and just driving it as is, but now I kind of have to by law. I mean, I already did before, but that's just super obvious and stupid. That's really dangerous. So yeah, that's gonna be a while from now that I end up doing that, but in any case, my headliner is done. And it's never, ever, ever going to sag again, which makes me a very happy boy. I'm stoked. Yeah, worked out well. I do have some misplaced interior bits. I see my seatbelt pulley cover thing over there. I don't know where both of my door pull caps are now. I don't know why, but yeah. And yeah, snowed the rest of the night. I'm just going to be spending some real quality time with that in there. And then there's just all kinds of dust and shit I'm not stoked about, but I guess it gives me a reason to wash it again. So gonna do that.